Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and all of your beautiful comments. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, I now have a booking calendar on my website www.theaussiegoddess.com where you can go book your reading and organise whatever times you need. The times on my website are my times, so if you're in another country you may have to just check the world clock to see how it corresponds to your country. If you have any trouble with that, please email me. If you can't find a reading and you're outside the hours that I offer, please email me. I don't want you to not have a reading, but I don't always keep my calendar open from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. at night, so if you're outside of the time zone, it might mean we have to look at an alternative time. Okay, we have the beginners class for tarot tomorrow. My apologies because last week obviously I wasn't able to do, so I'm looking forward to catching up with you all tomorrow that are in that class. I will set down a class for possibly November for the intermediate, but I think I'll leave December and maybe look at late January for a new beginners one. I think that's all I've got to talk about. Remember, I do go live on YouTube on a Wednesday at 12 p.m. So if you want to come across and get your questions answered, I do that for a small donation. 12 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Time, AEDT. Yeah, come and join me. It's good fun. All right, let's see where we're going with this reading. All right, so the Seven of Cups jumped out on me while I was shuffling, and the Seven of Cups for me very often represents illusions. It can talk about confusion, it can talk about being dreamlike, it can talk about being deluded with something. So there's something going on here that you're about to be like exposed to or open up to, something maybe you didn't see was there. The Page of Swords is a little bit sort of a stalker energy this morning. Perhaps you're looking for something to confirm something, or you're checking up on something, and I feel like here you may be coming across information that may enlighten you to something that you hadn't seen before. So I've got this sort of a little bit of a feeling here that maybe you're discovering something with that Seven of Cups. Now it could be around yourself. Okay, this is funny. This is the card of the Devil card, which of course the Devil card conjures up a lot of different things. Can be about codependency, ego, addiction. But there's something coming to mind here. Either you're discovering something about somebody, or discovering something that you're maybe inadvertently looking for with that Seven of Cups. It sometimes feels to me like maybe you're doing something else and come across information that you haven't seen before, or that perhaps is going to surprise you, especially with this Devil card coming through. We have the Hierophant here, the High Priest. Something very strange going on here. Nine of Swords, something that's going to create a great deal of anxiety here, but give you a truth. All right. I feel like you're either looking for something, or maybe somehow or another, I feel like with that Seven of Cups, maybe you're discovering something. It may be something about yourself, it may be something about somebody else, but it really feels like this sort of almost inadvertent energy of finding something out that you weren't expecting. So let's have a look and see where this is taking us. Very interesting energy. All right, so I have the Two of Pentacles coming through here. Now the Two of Pentacles talks of either a decision where you're tossing up on something, or some sort of energy of using, like I always say, your head over your heart, or your heart over your head. Well, I talk about this a lot in my readings, about understanding that it's great to look at things through your emotions, but sometimes your emotions can distort the way you see things. For example, it's very difficult to see red flags when you're all up in your feels. So something is going on here, because I feel like you're having to try and find some sort of balance between your logic and your spirituality here. So maybe, for example, you've trusted someone to the nth degree, you love them implicitly, and you feel really, really comfortable with them. but maybe you've discovered something here that sort of you haven't seen before. Example, you could be dealing with somebody like a friend, and you've had this friend for a long while and you've trusted them. Perhaps you haven't seen how covertly they've manipulated you, and then all of a sudden something comes to the forefront here and you start to see things in a very different way. So I always say, it's about stepping into your observer role, stepping into your logical mind, and really seeing things from an outside perspective. It's really interesting because I've seen a little bit of this energy lately, and I feel like people are starting to understand the idea of stepping back and watching rather than getting involved in something. It's that reacting but not responding, or responding and not reacting, responding and not reacting. So, when you're upset about something, still staying in that logical sort of grounded standpoint rather than reacting. So something here with this energy is coming through for you today. So let's see where we're going with that. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles next to that, with the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Something is changing the way you see something here, and I feel like the universe is bringing this in for you. I always think of the Page of Pentacles as some sort of gift from the universe, some sort of information, something to sort of alert you to something that you hadn't seen before. And I feel like for some of you here, it's very much about you seeing something unemotionally. So being able to stand back and see something from a very solid viewpoint, a very observing viewpoint, where you are watching it like a TV show or a screen rather than being in your emotions. Something has come to the forefront here, and I feel like you've been triggered by something, or something has upset you on some level. But I feel like you've either found this out about yourself and how you see things, or you found this out about somebody else, and it sort of brought the energy of understanding who they are at a greater level, deeper level. All right, we have the High Priestess. That's beautiful to get here with the Sun, which of course is shining light on something. The Page of Wands. There is a real strong energy here of you understanding at that point your intuition. Maybe it was talking about it this all along. Maybe you felt something was wrong, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. But it's very much this energy of discovery, I want to say. The Sun is here, so I feel like something is being heightened or lightened for you to see, something that you weren't seeing before. But what it's doing for you here is alerting you to your own intuition. It's like you're finally realizing how to use your intuition, or how to bring your intuition forward. I feel like for some of you, it's somebody else has done something, and it may not be directly related to them, but because they've done something, it's like heightened your own awareness, I want to say. All right, so we have the Magician, beautiful, with the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles coming through here. Maybe you've seen your own responding, the way you respond to things. What's coming to mind here is, the idea of manipulative responses. So when somebody's manipulating you, they want a response from you. They want you to fire up. They want you to show emotion. That's what they feed on. It makes them feel good about themselves when you respond in that way. And if you're emotionally still responding from a place that you've learned, then sometimes you can show a very emotional response, which of course people can really be thrilled by. They want to upset you. They want to sort of get your energy going. It's very much that sort of vampiric energy where somebody feeds off your fury or your misery or your sadness. And there is a really strong feeling here that something has happened or is about to occur that's going to give you insight into how you respond to things. And this time you're going to do it very differently, because this time you are seeing yourself for the first time and where you're coming from within yourself. And this is helping you here to step into your own power and the power of manifestation. I feel like it's more than that though. I feel like it's like you're learning to use your own intuition and your own tools and your own learning to your advantage now, rather than to give into it or be a slave or a victim to it. So it's like you're understanding how not to be a victim to your own emotion. Okay, let's just get a little deeper with this. I'd like to really find out what's going on. I feel you're looking for something though with the Page of Swords. You may be researching something. You know, sometimes when people show a certain kind of behavior or have certain ways of doing things, we become curious as to why they make us feel uncomfortable. And we may go researching that here with the Page of Swords, but I somehow feel this is stalking someone, like you're checking up on something or maybe asking questions about someone here that before you may have trusted, but now your trust has sort of gone out of the energy now. All right, so we have the Devil energy coming through. So you could be dealing with someone who's a Capricorn, but I'm feeling here really strongly that this person here, and it is the card of codependency, as you can see here, habit, addiction. But I feel like here you're finding something out about somebody that you weren't seeing before. Maybe you're discovering codependent ways. Maybe you're discovering somebody's got an addiction. Maybe you have discovered this through stalking. But there's some sort of energy here that you're cutting through some sort of idea you had that perhaps you weren't seeing before. All right, so we have the Hierophant here, and I really like this energy here. The Hierophant for here, it's sort of like talking about stability. It's talking about that practicality, about staying in your own set of morals. Maybe you've discovered somebody is cheating. This may not be happening directly to you, but it may be happening to somebody you know. But there's almost like you're finding something out about someone here, because this is showing up as the card of morals. I mean, it is the card of tradition, structure, but it's something here that's bringing a truth to you. We do have the Nine of Swords, so it is bringing in some anxiety here, but the truth is always good to find out. It may be disappointing with this truth because it may be showing you something you didn't want to see before or that you didn't know before. So I feel very strongly here like it's pointing out something to you that you've not known or that you haven't discovered, and it could be within yourself. But I feel like mostly it's like it's really teaching you how strong your own senses are and how you can rely on your own senses rather than dismiss them. And we do that often with I always talk about your intuition can be very stifled in childhood if you are made to not trust your intuition. So as an adult, you may be easily manipulated because you don't trust that intuition. But it feels to me like everything is coming to the forefront here. And it's as a result of you seeing something for the first time. Knight of Swords coming through with the Strength card, the Three of Wands, and the King of Cups. So you could be discovering something about somebody that's around you, or this could be with you. But the Five of Pentacles, it almost tells me that you're coming out of an old energy and moving into something new. Queen of Cups, King of Wands with the Ten of Swords. There is something that you're closing out here. Nine of Wands, it's some sort of habit. Eight of Swords, oh my goodness gracious. All right. So we have the Ten of Swords here being followed by the Nine of Wands and then the Eight of Swords. So for some of you, this is understanding some sort of victim mentality, some sort of lack energy that you've had there that you're seeing for the first time. You may be recognizing who you are. You may be recognizing your own potency here, but something here is pushing you into this energy so that you can be released from this energy. So it's almost like you are moving into this to move out of something else. Now we do have here the Queen of Cups with the King of Wands. So it could be something to do with a relationship. It could be something to do with your own values around a relationship. It's quite interesting. There's a level of love for the person that's here with you. So maybe you are discovering something about them because I see you loving this person. I don't think that this is a bad thing for some of you. I don't think it's about the person you're dealing with, seeing the King of Wands here. It's just about your own personal power. Seven of Swords coming through, treachery. Five of Wands, rivalry. Maybe you've discovered that the person that you've been, Knight of Cups. I feel like it's different things for different people here, and I don't feel it's about the incident or what's going on. It's more about what you're finding out about yourself through this process. There is something that says to me here that you doubt your own power, you doubt your own intuition, you doubt your own sense of self. And I feel like something is being shown to you through this energy that's going to help you to see your personal value. Now, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a situation even where you are being shown something for the first time and you see through this illusion that you've created for yourself. And it's got something to do with you understanding your own trust, understanding how to trust that inner knowing. Very interesting reading. All right, let's pull you a oracle card from the Les Vampires deck here. Ooh, straight out, call for help. Ooh, maybe you're seeking some advice for somebody over this. Card number 12. It does sound a bit sort of ominous. So maybe you're looking for somebody to help you validate something. Often you humans have an unerring ability to sense when we are around, when there is danger, when there is something not quite right, something amiss. And yet over and over you smother this feeling, this intuitive gift you all have. Isn't that amazing? I love spirit. It may have been educated out of you. It may have been taken or suppressed. You may have been taught to feel ashamed of it. It may also have been so indulged and overstimulated that it is now a lazy muscle, a nonsense sense. But at this time you are able to discern when there is a shift in the atmosphere. When something is about or around you, it is presentience and it is clear. And when this card comes to you, we say your senses are correct, they are natural and they are good. And it is a time to share this feeling with a trusted friend or person in authority who can help. It is time to remove yourself from an atmosphere of danger, to understand that you are not weak for seeking help and that further confirmation is not required. All you need to do is to ask for assistance and it will come. No more looking over your shoulder. No more doubting your very real, very worthwhile sixth sense. Trust it and take steps to make yourself safe and comfortable. Remove untrustworthy people. Be cautious in your dealings. Lift your shields and stand with an ally and friend. Do not allow your innocence to create a dangerous moment for you, for someone is waiting for you to drop your guard. Do not let it be now. Dare to take your own premonition seriously. And the blessing here says, it is wonderful to have foreknowledge of when you need to work with protection and shielding. This will help you immensely. So whatever this is probably going to knock your boots off a little bit. But I feel like this is something coming from spirit, something coming from the universe to help you to understand your own personal power and insight. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.